Good morning, all. Hi, I am Roop, founder director A&I Magazine Hyderabad, Arkin Publications Private Limited. Today, I feel proud and it's privilege for me to have an interaction session with the father of architect Yeshwant Ramamurthy sir. Hello, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for giving us a chance to meet and learn something from you. Thank you very much, sir.
Always a pleasure. Welcome here.
Like Yeshwant Ramamurthy sir, the person doesn't need any introduction. He is called as the father of architect of Hyderabad with a practice of 4 decades plus, to be precise 42 years of his practice. So I would like to just salute to the sir for his services he has given to this fraternity in Hyderabad and brought Hyderabad at a very different level when it comes to architecture and interior fraternity. Again, from entire fraternity, I would like to thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's always been my pleasure.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to know about your journey, sir. Not only I, in fact, everyone would like to know about your journey because 40 years back was a old time. People were not even aware of what architecture is, what interiors is. So, how you started, sir?
Okay. So I belong to Hyderabad. I was born and raised here. I went to school here. Then I went to college in Bombay and I worked for a bit in Bangalore. And then I moved on to Tehran in Iran. But my heart was in Hyderabad, so I returned and I set up my practice here in the year 1979. And as you rightly said, architects and architecture was something new to Hyderabad. So we started off by doing small private residences for people who were known to us, family members, friends, and so on, and the journey started from there. Somewhere after 8 or 9 years of practice, we got a chance to enter into what we call the hospitality industry. Because there are local chains of Udupi hotels, vegetarian hotels, who felt that there was a need for them to upgrade the standard of their restaurants and the service that they are giving to people. So we began to redo their interiors to air-conditioned spaces, to add value to the aesthetics and the whole dining experience. And that was a life-changing moment because from there onwards, we began to engage very specially with the hospitality industry. And the mainstay of my practice here, 90% of the work we do is for the hospitality industry. We do clubs, resorts, restaurants, bars. Now we are doing entertainment centers. So we have grown with Hyderabad. We've grown in the amount of work we are doing and the nature of work and the level of sophistication. And today I'm happy to say that not only is Hyderabad on par with the rest of India, I would say it's the pioneer destination for people in this country. And great things are happening in the fields of architecture and interiors. But when the state of Telangana was formed in the year 2014, there was a sudden interest and a resurgence of knowledge about the built and the unbuilt heritage of Telangana, of the entire culture of Telangana in all its aspects. So I thought it's time for someone to record the architecture of Telangana, the rural architecture, and I used to go every weekend to a different place, just drive out to see what is the architecture like in these places. And on one such trip, after seeing a traditional Telangana Zamindar's house, we were having a picnic lunch under a big tree, and the villager came up to us and said, there is a well here. He told me in Telugu, ikkada oka bavi unnadandi, meer chustara. And up to that point, my whole idea of a well was just a circular structure which is in the ground that has water in it. But when we went there, and this was in Medak district, there was a huge well that occupied, I would say, at least half an acre of land or more. And it was a step well. Up to that point, we only thought that step wells were in Gujarat, Rajasthan and the northern regions. But when I saw this, my hair stood on end and I felt that this needs to be researched. So the story of the book started from that one moment in Medak district where we found the first well in a village called Kichanapalli.
Okay. Who are the person who were involved into this thing, sir?
Okay, so We have what is called the Hyderabad Design Forum,
HDF.
and most of us there are working towards promoting design in all aspects. We do a lot of activities like book launches, and we do workshops for students and for faculty. So we all put our heads together and said, let's research this. And we started taking groups of students to document these stepwells as we found them. And that's how the students got involved. And the university gave us a small grant in the beginning. In return for which we were supposed to teach students how to document, how to take measurements, how to make a drawing, how to do good photography. So the team of HDF consisting of architects, none of us are historians, none of us are archaeologists, but we all shared the common passion to study about stepwells and to find out a little more about this unknown vertical of architecture in Telangana, which deserved to be researched and the story deserved to be told to the rest of the world. So that's how the book started.
How long did it take, sir, to complete this stepwells?
It took a long time because firstly we are a group of very diverse architects, all of us in practice. So I would say that by the time we all coordinated our efforts and we got approval from the university to take groups of students out, it was a lot of effort. But the entire research took about 4.5 to 5 years.
My goodness.
But then COVID came and then work had to stop because we couldn't travel out anywhere, we couldn't meet. So all in all, it took another year, say about 6.5 years for us to put the book together. And along the way, we discovered that this is not going to be a coffee table book, which is photographs. It is a research document, and these stepwells deserve much deeper research. So we came up with this book called The Forgotten Stepwells of Hyderabad. And it is a multidisciplinary book, as you might have seen.
Yes, I'm going.
There are people who have written on different aspects of culture and the stories that are connected to stepwells. So it was very interesting, but when you begin to research, you go deeper and deeper, and you go to different agencies, you go to libraries, you go to museums. So as the interest kept growing, so did the complexity of doing the research.
It was a very tough job, sir. Undoubtedly, 4 or 5 years of journey, that too in your busy schedule, then you face the COVID. So I would like to love to know about the challenges you faced in this doing this. What were the challenges and how you overcome it?
Yes, as I said before, when you're working in a group and all of you or everybody in the group is busy in their own practices, then to get everyone together physically at one point to discuss, that was the big challenge. But then, not by design, by default, COVID taught us that we could begin to use Skype and we could begin to use so many other different ways in which we could get together. So that helped us in the end, where we would use a lot of Zoom and we would be sitting in our own office and discussing it. The other challenge was that of finances. We are not even an NGO, we're just a guild, and our finances were limited. We were running out of money. And each time we took a team out to do a discovery and to do a documentation, it would cost us money, and we found that we didn't have the kind of resources. So at that point, we approached the government for funding. But government takes its own time, files don't move very fast.
Right.
So ultimately we got the money. So I would say these were the two challenges.
And any incident you faced, sir, which you couldn't forget in your whole life, and one good experience which you can share, which will be helpful to the future of Hyderabad.
Yes. Every one of these stepwells has interesting stories. I tell you the story that we saw a well in Warangal, just outside the fort in Warangal, and then the moment you go in a car and you start looking around, people come out of curiosity to find out who you are, why you're there, what you're doing, and they get enthusiastic. They want to tell their own stories. So the villagers gathered around us, and as people who are documenting, it is our job, whether it's fact or fantasy, to listen to the stories and to record these stories. So we were told that this well Someone said it's called Antastula Bavi, which means, that it doesn't have an ending. It keeps going lower and lower. Someone told us it's called Shringara Bavi, because there was a story that Rani Rudrama Devi, who was a queen in the Kakatiya dynasty, would come there to take a bath and to get dressed. So that act in Telugu is called Shringaram. So people told us that it's called Shringara Bavi. Some people told us it's called Itara Bavi. Itaru in Telugu is to swim. So there are 3 different names that people gave us. But the water was to the top and it was full of plastic and styrofoam, very dirty. We couldn't actually see the bottom of the well. And then people told us that, when students fail their exams, they come and commit suicide here. So you will find skeletons at the bottom. Ultimately, when we opened up the well, we found that it doesn't have that many levels, it just has one level. So the word Antastula may have been of a different meaning. And there were no dead bodies in it. So these are all,
man-made stories.
Yes, kind of interesting stories, and each of the wells that we discovered has a story like this.
So in this journey, sir, how many steps will be discovered, sir?
We started from 1, and then as we went along, people came to know that we are doing our research, and we had a lot of interaction with other people. And from 1, we went to 175 stepwells across Telangana.
Oh, great.
Not all of them are big, not all of them are beautiful, but they are stepwells. Many of them have collapsed. I would say that more than 60% of them have collapsed. Many of them are dry because the water table has shrunk all over the state and all over the city. Unfortunately, many of them are today garbage dumps. People are just dumping building debris, plastic, domestic waste, everything into them. Many are under the control of land mafia, unfortunately, because they're waiting for it to get covered up and they can build on top of it. So within the city of Hyderabad, we definitely know that there were about 75 stepwells.
Sir, the reason for writing this book and publishing it, sir, any particular reason about this?
Yes, the reason was to familiarize people with this very important facet of architecture of Telangana, which nobody knew about. You can't even call these monuments, because by definition a monument is a structure above the ground. But we found that these are monumental in their importance. They may not be monuments, but they're monumentally important in understanding the culture of Hyderabad and understanding the life of Hyderabad. And they play a huge role in the intangible culture. So that was the reason we published the book, is to share these stories and the research about culture with the people of Hyderabad and Telangana.
After your this research and a well-published book, sir, any action was taken, sir, by the government?
Yes, the government has many copies of the book. The intention for them is to distribute it. We have not followed up because unfortunately at the time we published the book, the government changed. And we don't know what the priorities of the present government are. But many of the district collectors, having come to know about the stepwells and the research, voluntarily used their resources and have cleaned up stepwells in the districts of Hyderabad. So many of them are coming to life. There is one stepwell here called Bansilal Pet, which today has become a tourist attraction. Stepwells are being used for different purposes today. They're being used for photo shoots, they're being used for wedding events. So they've come back to life, to the cultural life. Many of them, water has come back. And where water has come back, we find that the water table in the surrounding areas has also come back.
Yes. I stay in Gupshap area, so there is also one, what do you call that, Draupadi garden. There also you have a good stepwell, sir, which is generally used for that marriage decor and all. It's a Shadi Kaya, basically. It's also very antique, heritage property.
Yes. So, about Goshamal, I must tell you an interesting story. The Gosha Mahal today is along what is called a trade route. It started from Masulipattnam on the east coast and came to Golconda.
Okay.
So a lot of traders, bankers, they built structures along the trade route where people could come and they could trade their wares. And therefore, we have temples and we have sarais, and each of them has a beautiful stepwell. And the one that you are describing is probably must have been in a sarai at one point of time.
Definitely, sir. I would like to know about that more with the concerned authorities. And what would be your next project, sir? Any plans to have some next project?
Yes, as I told you in the beginning, we work in the hospitality sector. And I think the future of hospitality is also undergoing change, where today boutique hotels, which have smaller capacities from say 12 rooms to 25 rooms, that's going to be the answer for tourism in the future. So I plan to write a book about my experiences in designing for the hospitality industry, and I want to take that up as my next project.
Generally, we see such properties in Rajasthan, sir. Many properties in the radio saying 10 rooms, 12 rooms, but heritage property, very well designed, but they're maintaining the same structure and a hall.
Yes.
Came to know a lot about the Stepwells of Telangana, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Would like to know something about A&I from you, sir. How do you find our magazine, sir?
Oh, I find the magazine very, very interesting. I not only salute you and congratulate you for the content,
Thank you so much, sir.
but also the technical aspects of the book, the quality of paper, the quality of printing, the production of photographs, the way you present the book, its binding, the jacket that you have it in, is something that makes the book desirable. Even when you touch it, there is a texture. So I really congratulate you for coming out with a world-class design magazine.
Yes.
And I hope it will put the architecture and interior design of Hyderabad on not only the domestic map, but the international map. And your book should convey all this information nationally and internationally.
Thank you, sir. Sir, sorry, I skipped one thing, sir. I was having one discussion in one meeting. There I came to know about our Forgotten Stepwells. If I'm not wrong, WAF, World Architecture Forum. So many foreign architects have purchased this book, sir. So how you felt that time, sir? Generally, an Indian follow the foreign architecture culture, but many foreign architects who are very experienced, got a good name in the world level, have purchased the books and they have praised a lot of magazines, sir.
It's a great compliment to the team of people that worked with me on this book.
Yes.
But recently, hardly 4 days ago, one of the most interesting things happened, and there's a group of architects who are now professors in a local college here. They have read the book and they want to take up further research. So I think that is the greatest reward that we can get, is that the book is being used as a stepping stone and as a springboard for further research.
Basically, this will become like a thesis for the people, sir. They will keep in the library whenever they have anything, they will definitely go through it. And sir, as you being one of the most senior architect of Hyderabad, if you some advice to the future of Hyderabad, sir, in this fraternity, you would like to give them some advice?
Yeah, Hyderabad has to move with the times, and it is. It's today a modern city. But then, modernism is sometimes at the cost of forgetting your past. And I would say that let us never forget the heritage of Hyderabad. It's heritage is like grandparents, like a grandfather and a grandmother.
Very interesting.
You have to respect it, and they tell you a lot of interesting stories which tell you where you are from and it defines who you are. And this is true about architecture and interior design. There's no other city in India, I think, where you can catch a metro train and travel through 425, 430 years of history within 20 minutes from one point of the city to the other. So that's a great thing about Hyderabad. And as long as we continue to respect our past, then we can march into the future with a lot of confidence.
Yes. And something about HDF, sir. Why is HDF from Hyderabad designed from any particular objective of that, sir?
Yes, we all felt that design, whether it's in architecture, interior design, fashion design, textile design, all of us as designers are using the same language. So we need to come together and we need to promote design, not just as small individual pockets, but the larger kind of picture that we need to look at. And that's why we do this work. It's entire voluntary work. And like I said, we launch books and we have programs. So it gives us a lot of pleasure to put it together. And the people who are coming to the events that we curate are benefiting in some way.
Definitely, sir. Keep guiding us also, sir, to do something better for Telangana, entire Telangana, through our A&I magazine. Be our mentor, sir, as you are always. Keep guiding us. Let us know how do we take it further. And if we go somewhere wrong, please stop us, because your advices will matter a lot, sir. And everyone will see it with a very different angle. When Yeshwant Ramamurthy sir has suggested something, people will see it with a different angle, sir. So please keep guiding us, sir.
I will, and it makes me very happy that people of your generation, who are one generation younger than me, are holding Hyderabad's importance in their hands and taking it further. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, it's privilege. It's a proud moment for me that I got a chance to meet you, discuss with you, know something much more about Telangana which we were never aware of. Thank you so much, sir.
Always my pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.